Hi there. Very good morning and good afternoon, depending on wherever you're hearing me and watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live here for this Sunday live session. I hope you all are doing very well. So today I'll talk about a couple of companies, one that has come out with decent results, and another company which could be a dark horse going forward in the next 4 to 6 months, could give you very decent returns. So I hope more people join in. So let's have more people joining in, and then we can get things going. Apart from that, what I want to say is that market is looking, you can say, range bound at the moment, and I think that it is gearing up for the budget probably that is on the first of next month, and that's why what I can say is there's a word of caution that probably uh, for this week and next week, if you have more cash on your books, that would be better rather than going for you can say trading and fancy trading going forward. Better to have cash on books. Better to look at the budget and then take a call. There could be a situation where the market may correct even further post budget, and if it doesn't, then you can take a fresh call on the 2nd and 3rd of February to take up or buy into stocks. Uh, so that's about the markets. Would like to have more people join in, at least 100 members live, so that I can start with a talk on Reliance as well as on the second stock that I want to talk to you about is Escorts, and why I like the stock at the moment that is consolidating. Remember, whenever you're choosing a stock for trading or for 2 3 months, you can say positional trading perspective, look at companies which are strong, but also look at companies which have a decent, you can say, consolidation going on. So Escorts, for instance, has not moved to its highs for the last 2.5 months, and has been in a range, and currently around the 50 DMA. It is nicely poised for a move. So first, let's talk about Reliance. Reliance has come out with numbers on Friday and Saturday, and the numbers are strong on a holistic basis. Although, if you go segment wise, then probably retail has not done that well, and they have come out with a statement that the retail business altogether was impacted and has not come back to 100% full capacity. So that's one point. So probably they did 75% occupancy or 75% footfalls has come in December. Sorry, in the December quarter, and probably from March onwards, or from FY22 onwards, things would be much better. So overall, retail did not do that well, although EBITDA did much better. So they have cut down on costs. Their geo business has done reasonably well, 5 odd percent rise in sales and a decent rise in profitability. ARPU has gone up from 145 to around 151 rupees. So all that said and done, I believe that the company has done pretty reasonably, and it seems like we could be headed higher on the Reliance stock. And I have always been bullish. Earlier, I was holding on to the stock, but right now I'm not holding on to the stock. So I'm not invested in the stock. I'm not invested in Escorts also. But I'm bullish on both the stocks, and Reliance. I believe that in the next 3 years time frame, by early 2025 or by FY25, I have no doubt that the stock would be closer to 4,000 from the current levels. So I believe that any declines to levels closer to 2000, levels would be good levels to get into. And probably you can have a situation where you can probably buy into the stock even at current levels. So let's see how the market react. I have a feeling that market maybe slightly negative based on the numbers of the retail, and that oil to O2C business did not do that well. Oil and gas business as expected, has not done that magnificently. So there could be a situation that the stock may get a little bit sold off by a percent and a half after an initial surge. So these are good levels, and you have to be patient with the stock. Probably 3 to 5 years time frame will give you decent returns. Remember that the stock has already surged from 1200 levels, 900 levels actually, and after the Facebook deal happened around 1200 levels, has already surged 50-60% very quickly in 2 3 months, and then has been in a range for the last 5 6 months. So a very good range bound stock for trading, for investment around 2000 levels, but have a decent 2 3 year time frame if you want to invest into such companies. It is already one of the biggest, in fact the biggest company listed in the market. And along with Reliance, I can say that Airtel should also come out with decent numbers. Again, not invested in the stock. uh, I believe that around 550, if it comes to, would be decent levels to get into something like Airtel. The resurgence of Airtel from 380 has been magnificent, and I have been always bullish on this telecom space and would remain so. I believe that 610, 620 remains strong resistance. So Airtel can be bought on declines and probably wait for the results. Results should be very decent, and who knows, over the next 1 or 2 months we could take out that 620 levels. So both Airtel and Reliance I'm very bullish on. So that's my call on the telecom space, on Reliance Industries. A buy on any declines to probably 2000 2020 levels. Next up in the analysis would be Escorts. I believe that this space of agriculture, especially stocks like Bayer Crop Sciences and other kind of, you can say, businesses, should be doing well going forward. And you need to position yourself in these stocks in a manner where uh, you can be able to make money over a period of time. So you need to position your stocks probably before the monsoon season, before the summer season sets in, March and April. So I think these are good levels to probably get into the stocks. These are very good levels to buy Escorts around these levels of 1280, 1290. Any sort of declines toward 1250, very good opportunity. Stop loss could be around 1100. And I won't be surprised that we could see levels closer to 1600, 1700 levels going forward. So Escorts is a buy for me, and especially because it has consolidated over the last 2 3 months, and it is nearing its 50 DMA. The 100 DMA is around 1180, 1200. Any declines to 1250 would be a very good levels to get into. Thanks a lot, Bharat, for your contribution. Thanks a lot. That's my son singing alphabets in the background. So excuse me for that. Thanks for your contribution. If you have any queries, you can shoot that to me. And yeah, kindly join my Patreon membership, and you'll get a lot of access to my portfolio. I put up a new watch list just today of 25 stocks with stop losses and targets. So you can have a look at that. Even at that, you'll get the link after I post this video. So on Escorts, I believe that tractor sales would be better. I'm a firm believer that the government will come out with decent announcements for the farm sector in the budget, and this stock should move higher. And once it takes out 1350, 1370, we could see even 1600 levels on the stock. So these are the times to probably buy into. Probably you can do it after budget as well if there is slight decline, or you can buy at current levels as well. So a lot of people used to ask me that you don't give stocks with which can be bought at current levels. You always say that you buy at 5 10% declines. That I say because the markets are extremely expensive, and there could be a decent decline around the corner. A decline of 1,000 points on the Nifty is nothing compared to a 7,000 point move that has taken. So that has taken place. So 13,300, if even if 13,300 happens, we are in the bull market. So make no mistake, I'm not saying that we'll get into a bear market. The only thing I'm saying is that any 1,000 point declines on the Nifty will have a 7 to 10% declines in your individual stocks, and that would be the biggest opportunity to grab the opportunity of buying into very good quality stocks. So Escorts bullish, and hold it till July, probably 6 7 months should give you 30%, 25 30% in my opinion. All right, guys. So I can answer your queries. Kindly use the super chat and super sticker feature. Uh, that will help me grow the channel. That will help you also ask me questions in greater detail, and I'll be able to locate your questions pretty quickly because there's a plethora of questions that come around. All right. Kaplan Point, very positive on Kaplan Point. I think current levels, very good levels to get into. From a 3 to 5 year point of view, I'm very bullish on this pharmaceutical stock. Yes. All right. About, I believe that at current levels, you can buy even 30 40% of your total holding. But remember, companies like, and I have talked about Abbott, I have talked about Sanofi and other kind of stocks. Three stocks I did talk about: Pfizer, Sanofi, and Abbott in the last, you can say, live session. And these are portfolio stocks. You have to buy these stocks over a period of, say, 7 to 10 years. Buy and just hold them for a 6 8 10 year period. That would be a better thing to do. Polycab and Havels have both run up. I cannot tell you buy levels. Probably on declines, get into it. Uh, any sort of declines happen and then get into it. Havels is extremely expensive at these levels. Okay, Panasonic Energy is a complete avoid. Tanla Platforms, I still believe, is expensive. Naveen Fluorine at current levels is a very good buy again. In fact, for that AC component business, for that AC gas business, not component but AC gas business, I think Naveen Fluorine, SRF kind of stocks are good buys at current levels, and on slight declines, they can be bought into. Aarti Drugs is an avoid. There have been some issues of corporate governance, so I would say avoid something like an Aarti Drugs. Uh, Finance stocks, I'm not very positive. In fact, Muthoot Finance and gold loan companies, I think the major chunk of the move has already happened. I would say that avoid at these levels. Whirlpool, I was very positive at 2000 I kept saying about it. It has run up. I think you can still buy. I think it is headed to 3000 3200, but wait for slight decline to buy into it. Thanks a lot, Bharat, for your contribution. Kotak and HDFC Bank declining. What is your opinion on? See, both stocks are very, very good. And these declines should be used to buy into the stock and probably get into the stock from a longer term point of view, 3 to 5 years. Thanks for your contribution. Buy at current levels on slight declines. And I think both banks, I'm negative on banks and financials, but these two banks are the most solid in the Indian stock market at the moment. Atul Limited, good buy at these levels. I think you can see 8,000, 8,500 going forward. Slight decline can also be used to buy into it. Dixon Technology, in my opinion, the entry level should be between 12,500 to 13,000. I talked about 10,000 earlier, but has already scaled 17,000, nearly 16,800. So I think around 12,500 to 13,000 levels would be good levels to get into from a perspective of 1 year and a 50 to 60% upside. I think around 13,000 or below that would be good levels to get into Dixon. SRF current levels can be bought into at around 5,000 can be bought into those will be better levels. So any 7 8% decline would be good. Kilpest again, Kilpest Frontier Springs, I've talked about many times. It's a good 3 5 year story. You can buy at current levels. It could go to 250 Kilpest. You can buy there also. Thanks a lot, Harsha, for your contribution. Biocon can be bought. So there have been issues of, you can say, business, and there have been issues with Kiran Majumdar show and the main CFO, etc. But I believe Biocon can be bought at current levels. Around 375, 380 would be even better if it goes there. But be patient with the stock. I'm positive on Biocon and Syngene. Be patient over a 1 year period. You'll get very decent return. Uh, Bharat Rasayan best levels. I need to have a look at it. First of all, it is a very, very good company to get into something like Bharat Rasayan. Same with Bayer Crop Sciences, same with you can say Escorts. These are very good companies to get into. I'm just opening up the chart of Bharat Rasayan. For you, it's around 10,000. So it's already scaled at 10,000. I last looked at the company, it was around 8,500, 8,700. So it has done reasonably decently over the last couple of months or so. Uh, I believe that somewhere around 9,000, somewhere around at 8-10% decline can be a good buying opportunity. I would say that around 9,600, 9,500, 9,700. So any sort of 2-3% dip in Bharat Rasayan you can buy, but again hold it for 6-8 months. It will give you a decent return the stock. So thanks for your contribution. Uh, Join the Patreon membership also, and you'll get a lot of access with that as well. Okay. Yes, Dr. Reddy's, Divi's lab. See, pharma has gone out of reckoning, and I think these are the levels to get into something like Dr. Reddy's, Divi's lab, and even Biocon, Syngene. I think Biocon at 370, 380 would be a very good levels to get into. Okay. I don't know whether correction will happen, but I think 7, 8, 10% correction is par for the course and should be happening. I think it could be possible after budget. We will see 13,300 in the market like that. I have never talked about a correction of 25-30% that will happen soon. I think 25-30% can happen around, you can say 2023 or 24. I don't see it happening at the moment. Uh, I think it is expensive, but you look at all the internet companies and look at the way India Mart or Naukri or other businesses have moved up. So probably slight decline 4,500, 4,600 would be better. IRCTC at current levels can be bought 1350, 1360 would be best. But I think 1400 levels are decent enough to buy into something like IRCTC. Uh, and wait for a year, year and a half. I won't be surprised if this scales new highs. And a disclaimer: I'm holding on to the stock IRCTC. Okay, Naveen Flooring at current levels can be bought into. I've already talked about it. Current levels are good. 2,400, 2,450 would be very good levels buy into. TV18 broadcast is an avoid for me. I would say avoid the company altogether. Strides is an avoid. I think they are better pharma companies. I've already talked about. Jubilant Life is a very good company. I think any sort of 7-8% decline, even at current levels, you can buy. Slight declines, buy more. Hold the stock over 2-3 years will give you very decent returns. It's a very, very good company. I've looked at it since 2012. It has grown a lot over the last 8-9 years. Okay, right. Lincoln Pharma, I would say avoid such companies as in Lincoln Pharma. Again, battery companies are an avoid for me. I believe that companies which are purely into auto ancillary like Motherson, Sumi, etc., will do well. Endurance Tech, rather than getting into all the battery companies. I think Burger King is expensive. We need to look at couple of quarters number, especially with the kind of situation we are living in at the moment. I would say avoid at these levels. I think around 70, 80, below 100 would be better levels to get into, preferably around 80 rather than at these levels. All right. Gabriel, decent company, probably on declines can be bought into. It has run up. So again, a very good auto ancillary company to be bought into. Alkyl Amine slightly declines to 3,700. I think 4,000 round about that. It's currently at 4,700 or so. 4,000, 4,200 would be good levels to get into Alkyl Amines. All right. Happiest Mind, I think, is expensive. Avoid Happiest Minds at these levels. Wait for major declines to happen to buy into such stock. I would say avoid Reflex Industries. I think old economy stocks or economy related stocks will not do well. That's my opinion. I don't, except for real estate, I'm not bullish on other sectors. I think real estate stocks may continue to do well. Varun Beverages, there are issues with the management, and that's why I don't make the video. There are issues with a lot of things with Varun Beverages. That's why I would say it's an avoid. JK Tire is headed to 170, 180. If somebody is holding, kindly hold on to the stock. Uh, Somebody who has not bought any declines to 130 would be good buying opportunity. VIP Industries around 350, very decent levels. If it comes to 330, best levels to get into. I think 300 is a very good support. Above 380, we will see a surge in the stock. At the moment, it is range bound between 330 on the lower end and 380 on the upper end. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being online, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Kindly do subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot.